Hello and welcome. So today I am 2v2ing with Zeeny against Tbone and Mystery Man. Can't tell if it's comment or bio at this point in time, but we shall figure out by the rest of the game. So if you don't know, Tbone's pretty high level, 118 I think, and then bio comment's account has 125 combat, and me and Zeeny are both. I'm 103, and I think Zeny's 106. So this is going to be the scoring portion, which we decided to score first. And my setup is 3 pair pots, and then I'm bringing 1 super def because that worked out well last time. I only used 1 super def instead of 2 super defs in that 3v3, so I figured we'd give it a try. And then I brought the Guthin's plate body because I know that they're going to be ZGSing, so I'm hoping that I can get a ZGS splash with that plate body. And so far I said I'm just going to clear west and south. So we are on Skype because Zeeny likes to communicate, and that's good. Communication is really good for Cast Wars. I think it's even better than the clan chat because then you can tell exactly what you want and everyone can listen. So right now I'm suspecting that ZGS is going to be from under, so I put on my melee tank body and be ready, but I don't see one, so I'm like, okay, I might as well restock, and I see the mage. Could get a nice auto cast in there, and he does, so now I just have to tank away the range hits because my other partner's coming from small doors. And I have my tank body on just to tank additional hits that he's going to be giving me. And so far I'm tanking pretty alright. And I decided to put on a ton of prayers. I don't know why. I think rapid heal just to help a little bit. And Zeeny's up there getting splashes like crazy, and I'm like, oh my gosh. Prior to the game, I was like, Zeeny, I'm not going to give you a magic potion because you won't get any splashes with that. He's like, trust me, dude, I'll get all the splashes ever. So I gave him a magic potion, and this is what it does. He just gets infinity splashes. Of course, I get frozen in the corner, but he gets infinity splashes. Oh my gosh, how many more can he get? So I decided to wait in this little corner. There's my little buddy, oops. And I said, hold my brace, and I'm like, oh wait, I don't have one. Because that's what I usually do. And so he's cading down. I'm like, oh, is it frozen up or something? And nope, he's still unfrozen. My god, he's good. And I'm like, okay, go wide, go wide, go wide. And I'm like, oh, whoops, misclicked on that totally. And then he got frozen. I'm like, oh, whoops. So I'm going to start tinning out. Decide to cade and tind again so that the PK def can't attack right away. Just going to start tinding this line down. I'm going to say I'm going to try to heal you as best as possible. Use my bands on him. Run back. Use bands on him again. But I couldn't. I tried to explode that, but I couldn't. I'm like, seems like we're getting down all the way. And, ooh. I'm like, drop it if you want. Oh, whoops, wrong spot, and I got frozen. So I'm like, whoops. But good thing that works out. Yeah, anything, if it drops in front of a portal or something weird, it always goes to the northern spot first, then it goes to the east, then it goes to the west. And if there's a cade in all 3 spots, then it'll automatically safe if they're frozen on that square. So I'm like, I'm going to flag hog it. I don't even care. So I'm going to go to South Rocks. Set 1 cade, and he goes for the castle or the wall, and he splashes. So I'm like, oh good, I'm safe as long as Zeeny can cade off mid for me. So, but the mage, I'm not sure if he's going to follow or not, but I'm going to try to get across all the way. See the PK def, and I'm like, okay, better put on this melee body, and then I'm like, I misclicked, and then I misclicked on that cade, and now I got frozen. So I'm like, oh crap. And so far I only have 1 band left, but I'm kind of full HP, so I'm like, not too bad, not too bad. And he's not hitting anything for being Tbone, so I was surprised. And, ooh, that's a pretty big hit, though. And it's lucky that my defense is holding out like that. I exploded, I'm frozen, dropping the Zeeny. Zeeny's just going to run all the way there. I'm like, oh, good. But unfortunately, I think he's out, and he's about to get frozen, so I'm like, trying to get over there, trying to get a pass if possible. I told him to drop it, and I did get the pass. I'm like, yes. And I kid him out. It's going to go for big doors, but oh no. What I should have done is I should have heart prayed instead of dropped these 2 explosives, because it's literally impossible for him to get back in time, and they can just shut the doors right in my partner's face, which they do. And he did hit a 0 with his ZGS, so I should have heart prayed there and then hope to tank it out the best I can. But guess that's how the cookie crumbles or something. I don't know. So now I'm just trying to get back in the scoring routine of things, and it's like 0-0, 60 minutes. I'm like, only I got like 3 more attempts if we stay at that rate. Took like 5 minutes as we see the timer, and this is actually working pretty well with my defense potion timing, because that means it's taking 5 minutes per sip, and that's actually working pretty well because so far I've been following that. And now I take another sip at the next 5-minute mark, and we are going back. Now I have my explosives in a weird spot. I should have them in the upper left hand side, but I am not doing that. And for those of you wondering, why are you putting on all these weird ass prayers when you could just be doing the overhead prayer and piety? Because piety gives the best defense in the game, right? Well, that means it's not always like that. I think that the Mystic Might gives a magic increase. And so right there, my partner told me a bucket. I was like, oh, I don't have any buckets. So I think I'm going to restock and get some buckets soon. Not actually too sure about that. But maybe I'm going to go up and just go for it at first, because the PKDF's kind of down there. I'm like, And Zeeny, look at all those things. He gets all the splashes all the way up. And I'm like, you drop to me if you want. He's like, nah, okay. Last second, I actually get the explode off, and he went down, went back up, and I'm like, oh, he's last seconding, so I'm just going to pass it back so you can tab it. Oh, whoops, it clicked. Let's click to go down. So I'm letting Zeeny hold it. I'm just trying to help as best as I can, and I think I'm just trying to get down at this point. I'm like, oh, well, I got froze there, so I'm like, oh, well, I'm just going to try my best to heal you. If you stand under where he is and he gets another retender off, then I'll help you. But, and he gets refrozen. So I'm like, oh, well, you might as well just pass to me right here then. And he gets K'd on the inside, I think right here. So there is a K'd under Zeeny. So I get like a pretty much free down. And I get a K'd off, and then I get frozen right here. I'm like, oh, darn it. So now I just wait for my partner Zeeny to come down. I'm like, okay, you can take this drop off me. And he's going to take it. It's going to get down. Probably back ladder. And he's going to go for frozen. Okay. So now I'm like, okay, I'm going to heal you best as I can. I'm going to suicide and Cade small door. That's my plan. And I'm like, oh, I got tinted out. But that means the PK def can't hit either. So I'm like, oh, that's a good sign. So I'm still trying my best to heal him, and I go for the healing, get frozen right off the bat, and Zeeny's going for underground. He's going for that Cade Tinder off on the mage. The mage did that so he can't go up right away. Mage is getting bamboozled, going up and down, up and down, up and down. I'm like, okay, I can Cade you out, go, 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 go. And I Cade to grab a thing from the table to step off that square and re-Cade, and now this is my dick's last second Cade. Oh! I tried to get a Tinder off too, but it didn't actually work. Close the door too, and I'm just gonna go for Biggs, and I think he got a ZGS splash at middle, so that's why he actually scored that one. And I'm just gonna run back, and I'm like, yes, ZGS at mid, and first cast again. So I'm like, The mage so far has been using lots of Cades. I can't tell if it's comment or bio yet, so probably I'll let you guys decide in the comments section below which one do you think he is. Is it comment or is it bio? And I'll tell you who it is at the end of the game, because I actually know who it is now that I've played the whole game and everything. And trying to get up, and I get casted, so I'm like, And he pulls out the ZGS to whack me a couple of times, and I'm like, no thanks. I'm going to try to tank as much as possible until my partner gets back. And I'm actually not doing that good of a job. Should have my melee top on or something. Spam clicking to get around that Cade, and I get a free up, and I'm like, yes, I should put on my melee thing, because he's probably just going to ZGS, and he does. I'm like, you're ZGS maging? Really? Really? So I'm like, I do the heart prayer right there. I'm like, yeah, boy. Just going to tank out this melee a little bit longer. Just trying to get another heart prayer off till my partner gets back, and then I switch things. I don't know why, because only the ranger was there. I should have kept the plate body on so I could have tanked longer, but I was like, well, if I heart prayed 20 times, I'd run out of prayer pots early. And my partner was back anyways, so he's like, okay, I'm going to go for a solo free up. The mage was restocking, and the PK def was piling me at the moment, so let's see what I'm going to say to Oops right here. Can I borrow ZGS to def? I'm being a dick because he ZGS maged me, so I was like, that's like against regulation normally, so I'm like, just give me a ZGS to def. If he's going to use it, I can use it too. So I'm on that status. I'm mad because he uses ZGS to def. And now I'm just going out big doors, going straight to mid. I'm like, KK, I'm going to use the ZGS to mage def, and he's going to be so pissed. So, running through mid, there's all this dead energy right here when you're running to mid. You can't really talk about anything because you're not exactly at the base yet. Ooh, big doors are open, lucky me. But yeah, when you're on the way there, you can't really talk about anything because no action's really happening. Maybe I should skip over those parts. I'm not sure though. So I see that wide's clear. I'm kind of trying to juke him out, go wide, center, wide. Oh, look at me now, football feet. Oh, but I suck at clicking. And I let my partner get the free up, and I get frozen in spawn. And then that derp Cade is mine in that little corner. I'm like, I can't clear Cade, sorry. And I think he gets frozen up if he doesn't take it, so he must be frozen, yeah. So he's just going to tin that off. I'm going to switch to my tanking body and just be prepared. And he's hitting a lot of zeros, so that's good. And he has a ZGS ready, so I'm like, dude, be ready for the ZGS. He's like, don't worry, dude, I'm ready. And so now, what's the mage doing? He's just sitting there. Did he DC? Did he give up? Anyways, I'm trying to get my partner out here as fast as possible. Clear all those kids from. I accidentally used one of the right click explodes because I'm a bad person. I don't know how to cast wars. I have slow reflexes. Anyways, looks like we score at middle because the mage DC'd. Now, most of you are saying, well, that one doesn't really count then because, yeah, the mage DC'd. I'm like, you know what? I don't even care. You know why? Because these guys are higher level than me, and apparently it's Tbone and Comet or Bio. I mean, they're pretty okay people, so suck it up. It's your bad internet. Now, what I'm thinking at this point has to be Bio because his internet's shit. But, and Comet would never like pull a move like that trying to DC. But we don't know yet. It could have been Comet Rage Quit. I'm like, did they leave? Do we just stop now? Are we good to go? Gonna check. He's online, okay, but oh, there he is. Is he gonna cast me? He's just running. Okay, now he's casting me, so I guess we're in the game now. Pretend to go under, go for bigs. Ooh, nice tinned off, and now I'm out of running energy. So I'm like, I'm gonna go under actually. Get that nice tinned off, eat a band, and then start running under. A little trick: if you do run out of run, first thing you do, eat a band, then hold down the control button and then click. That will turn your run on temporarily. And while you do that, then you can switch over to your run tab and then turn your run on permanently. So if you're holding down control and you're on walk and you click with your mouse to somewhere on the map, it'll make you run in that direction. It's a useful thing that I figured out while playing Castle Wars, and I find that really useful. So I'm saying, he's like, I hit off small doors, you're good to go. I'm like, okay, I'm just going to go from South Roxanne. He's like, well, the mage is from big doors, he's in big doors. I'm like, okay, that's fine. I'm just going to risk it for a biscuit, you know? So I'm just running through, and I'm at bigs, I see 2 dots, and I run out of run again. I'm like, why do I always do that? So now I'm kind of just getting attacked here, and he has that nice weird Tricade thing. I'm like, dude, lock him out of the base. I'm gonna go for smalls. Oh, is the PK up there? Oh, okay. And then just leave the doors open. So I'm like, okay, so open the door and trying to get through. I get ZGS right off the bat, and I can't move. And notice how it's a 0 ZGS. Half the time it works, half the time it doesn't. So now I'm telling him if the door's open, it'll be on that side. And I'm like, oh shit, wrong side. So I was trying to actually get a pass off, but now the doors are closed. I'm like, yes, the mage is out of the door. I'm just going to risk it for here because I'm bound to get splashes, but now I get frozen. I'm like, oh, okay, take it. He takes it, and there's no Kate under me, I don't think, so then I decide to Kate under me so the PK can't get him, and he gets frozen by me. I'm like, bad luck. And I'm just getting ranged away. I think I'm gonna get up now. That's nice. Okay. So now I'm up, I just need one splash so I can lay Kate. Oh, and I get frozen, and now I'm getting wrecked by nice hits. Ooh, nice hit. I'm trying to range Heart Prey. No, it's not working. And he could get that, maybe? No, I don't think so. Hard to tell with all the green dots on the map, but I remember this game pretty well. So now we're just restocking our band-aids. We scored 2, and look at my defense potion usage. I am at the 5-minute mark, and I still have 1 dose left. So it's like my super defense method is actually working out pretty darn well. And for that last score, I probably just needed 1 splash to potentially score, but you can't win them all, can you? And I'm just gonna say that we scored 2 though, because I like having that winner's advantage. Now I only have to def them to 1, and that's like easy peasy rice-a-roni. Oh, well, that didn't really rhyme. Anyways, going through the small door now, and getting nice splashes. I told him nice move, by the way, because he did like a pretty awesome move of casting us both over the wall. So now I'm getting up, and I take the flag, and I'm like, well, why aren't they following us like all the way up to 3rd? He's still not here. Is he on 2nd, like with the ZGS or something? And ooh, I get frozen right off the bat. So I'm just gonna like tin this so he can't attack me right away. And I'm just gonna have my prayers ready to rumble, and one's meleeing and one's ranging. So I'm like, I'm just gonna wear my tank body and pray melee because that's the easiest choice. Put on my stuff again. I'm ready to go. I'm ready. Okay. Bucket. Explode. Tinder behind me. I forgot which one happened first. I'm like, oh, I got frozen. Take the pass, and we got the pass. And the PK went up, so that was actually pretty lucky on our part. Now, he could be scoring. Let's see what the situation is when we get down. Okay, mage is out, small door is following on rocks, so he must be from South Rocks. So I'm like, okay, that's cool. And I'm going to go straight mid. Think the PK def's probably ahead too, so if he gets ZGS, then I could just do a take from or get it off him pretty easily. But let's see if we can get... I have my heals, so he must be frozen near rocks, and he is on the rocks frozen. I'm trying to heal, and I don't know which rock he's on. Oh, he's on the 2nd to last rock, so I'm just trying to get my heal out. Trying to heal, I step off, get the explosive for him, and he gets frozen. I say, you can drop if you want. I got the pass, but they blitzed me, so he took it back, and I'm just like, I'm going to heal you. I'm going to try to heal you, and I'm like trying to use that on him. I'm like, oh shit, what's going on? And I'm like, Now I'm getting wrecked right about now. I'm trying to pass it back to him, and now I'm just... Oh, I die. So don't worry, Zeeny can get that. The mage isn't anywhere near that. Oh, and now I think Zeeny's froze. I'll try to get back as soon as possible, try to take it off him, and ooh, I get stuck on that Cade. They must have it. Unless I'm there on time. No, they got it. Only 2 dots here, so they're running back. And now they're trying to cast us, and I'm like, well, it's 1 minute, so usually I would be totally against that, and I'd be casting them outside of our base the entire game too, but so far it seems fair. So yeah, we scored 1, and then Mage DC'd, so we scored 2, I guess. But the Mage is ZGS maging, so I think Karma's a bitch and suck it up. We scored 2, so yeah, I'm not too happy about the ZGS maging. So whether it's Comet or Bio, remember this in the future. I'm gonna be ZGS maging you. And now at the end of the game, I'm just doing stupid stuff. I'm like, oh, whoops, herp derp, okay. Boom, I can fit baby, bam. Oh yeah, I can blow 2 Ks and then stop. Yeah, I'm trying to blow the inside row. It's not working. Yeah, and that's game end. So I hope you enjoy, and we are gonna go to the defending portion.